the snow, climb the highest tree. Hey, everybody, take a look at me. I can't wait for the sun to rise. Every day's a new surprise, 'cause what I learned today will help me out tomorrow. So, catch me if you can. You know that I was born to run. Catch me if you can. I spend my time just having fun. Ever since time began, we played this game of catch me if you catch me. If you can, catch me. If you can, catch me. Catch me if you can.
Young animals like to play. In that respect, they are just like young humans. They have to learn how to stay alive in a world that is very competitive, very wild. This is especially true of animals that kill and eat other animals. We call them predators. To survive, these predators have to be able to outsmart other animals and to be fast and strong enough to catch them. Wolves hunt for large animals like caribou and moose. Catching these animals is often difficult. Red foxes stalk small rodents such as mice and ground squirrels. River otters hunt for fish and frogs. Usually, predators are born completely helpless in a den. Coyotes bring food to the young and watch for other animals who might bring them harm. Grizzly bears have a wider choice of food, eating grasses, nuts, and roots as well as insects, fish, and larger animals. This cub and its mother roam the mountains and valleys looking for many kinds of food. The young of predators are much smaller than their mothers, and they depend on their mothers for food and protection. Young red foxes, called kits, do lots of nuzzling and touching. Otter kits love to climb on their mothers' backs and slide off. Later, they will slide down hills on mud or snow. Even grizzly bear cubs are tiny at birth, weighing only about a pound, but they grow fast. In just 6 months, this cub has grown to many times that weight. He is still vulnerable, though. In fact, he may depend on his mother for up to 3 years. Here, the touching and pawing of a mother gives a cub a gentle lesson in size and strength. Grizzly bear cubs, like other young predators, learn by exploring. Smelling and tasting tell them which plants to eat. Willow bark tastes especially sweet, and to reach the sweetest branches, the cub may have to climb or pull down a small tree. Grizzly bears have long, almost straight claws. Claws made for digging, not climbing. Perhaps these cubs have learned today that their straight claws and heavy bodies don't make for good climbing. Unlike their grizzly bear cousins, black bears are good tree climbers. Soon after leaving their den in the spring, black bear cubs can climb even the highest trees. Their sharp, hooked claws are excellent for such work. To young black bear cubs, trees are like tall jungle gyms. Even 50 feet above the ground, the cubs show no fear. Like grizzly cubs, coyote pups are not well equipped to climb trees, but tree branches can be put to good use. Pulling makes their neck muscles strong, so they can take carcasses apart. When mother returns with a ground squirrel, the pups soon turn it into a toy, playing keep-away and tug-of-war. Games like these teach the pups the feel and smell of the animals they will one day hunt for themselves.
I play tug-of-war, but I don't know what for. Each day I'm more aware. Play king of the hill, and I'll be king until I take a tumble and I fall. But it really doesn't matter at all. So catch me if you can. You know that I was born to run. Catch me if you can. I spend my time just having fun. Ever since time began, we played this game of catch me if you can.
Predators have sharp teeth and claws. Young predators have to learn how to use these weapons safely when they play with each other. They have to learn how to fight so that no one gets injured. Very young predators, like these small grizzly bear cubs, bite each other hard when they are play fighting, but their jaws aren't very strong yet, so they do little damage, even if the bite does hurt. Along the way, they learn while they play that if they bite someone, that someone is likely to bite back. 2 years from now, these cubs will fight like older cubs. They box and shove, but do little biting, although they may open their mouths as a kind of threat. By the time they are adults, they will bite very little in their mock fights. They will know by then who is stronger, and neither the stronger nor the weaker will need to get seriously hurt in the battle. Like grizzly bear cubs, red fox kits first play fight by biting hard. But over the summer, they will learn that wrestling is safer. These fox kits have just discovered that there is more to their world than a dark den, but still they will continue to depend on their mothers for food. And somehow, there always seems to be room for one more. Gradually, these kits will learn to eat meat. Mother brings in scraps of meat, mice, and ground squirrels for her kits. At first, these are just playthings. Indeed, it may take the mother fox several weeks to coax her kits to eat. Then they will no longer nurse. All part of growing up. Much older here, the kits practice hunting techniques on one another. Stalking, rushing, and pouncing. Skills they will use thousands of times to capture grasshoppers, mice, and ground squirrels. Most predators live and hunt in home areas called territories. Gray wolf families, called packs, may have territories that are 50 or more miles across. In these territories, wolf packs raise their young and hunt other animals for food. Members bring back food to the hungry pups while they are still near their den. Later, they teach the pups where the trails are and where to hunt. Although led by 2 adults, this first trip out seems frightening. These pups will be less frightened next time. As they explore farther and farther from the den, they will expand their world. Like gray wolf pups, grizzly bear cubs must also learn about their home area. where to find food, where to go for their winter's nap, where to cross the rivers and streams. A mother grizzly bear crosses a stream in a few strides, but her cubs are small, and to them, the stream is a raging torrent. Here, the cubs refuse to cross, but in a few short weeks, they will skip across as easily as their mother does. Born in the late winter or early spring, river otter pups stay with their mother well into the next winter, for they have a lot to learn. Otter pups must learn things about their territory, just as bear cubs do, and their unusual run and slide motion takes them along the frozen rivers in search of the best fishing holes. Although crossing a river may be easy for otter young, getting past a large waterfall is not. This mother otter teaches her pups where to climb a steep path that goes up the canyon wall and then along a narrow ledge. Ah, success. The mother shows her pups where it is safe to slide back into the river. Safe routes up and down the dangerous cliffs past the falls are learned anew by each generation. Otters are expert at catching fish, small ones, big ones. Other predators are not nearly so good at catching for themselves, but like this coyote, are crafty enough to steal. All predators must learn not only how to catch their prey, but also how to keep others from stealing it. Even grizzly bears must sometimes defend their food from other hungry predators. These bears consider this caribou carcass to be theirs, and they do not want to share with a wolf. The grizzly bears are stronger, but the wolf is faster. Thus, they often end up sharing. In short, life is not easy for predators. There is much to learn when one has to both catch a meal and then defend it from others. Even grizzly bears need to learn when to chase and when to run away. One of the greatest dangers to cubs is a big male grizzly who may kill them. Although grizzly bears may not see well, they do have a keen sense of smell. On catching the smell of a nearby male, this mother grizzly tests the air for more information and then retreats. To save her cubs, she leaves the area in haste. Of the many lessons young predators must learn, how to hunt and kill other animals is the most important. Here, a mother grizzly has found an injured caribou. Although grizzlies eat a lot of vegetation, they much prefer meat, and this mother grizzly will not pass up an opportunity to get food for herself and her cubs. At first, the grizzly and the caribou test each other for possible weaknesses, and the cubs, who watch from behind, learn an important lesson. The wrestling moves of the grizzly reflect the moves that she practiced in mock battles when she was a small cub. Perhaps in that most important game of all, catch me if you can. For all predators, the lessons are the same. How to fight for a mate, where to live, and how to find and catch food. From birth, lives are spent learning how to live in a wild world.
Come on, let's play. I can't wait all day. Watch me leap and climb on rocks. I'm even learning how to box. I take a tumble and I fall, but it really doesn't matter at all, 'cause what I learned today will help me out tomorrow. So, catch me if you can. You know that I was born to run. Catch me if you can. I spend my time just having fun. Ever since time began, we played this game of catch me if you catch me. If you can, catch me. If you can, catch me. Catch me if you can.
Animal young like to play. They run and jump and chase each other, just like human kids. Only there is more to their play than just having fun. What they do helps them learn how to stay alive. They live in a world that is very wild. A lot of America is covered with grass. This grass is a principal food source for some animals. Elk are called grazers, and grazers often live in herds. They also live in many different places, some on high mountains, others on rolling plains. When they are young, they have a lot to learn. How to live with others in the herd, for example, but especially how to keep from being killed by other animals, like coyotes and wolves. These animals that want to kill them are called predators. Bison, also called buffalo, are grazers too. Huge herds of bison once roamed much of western North America in search of lush prairie grass. In their roaming, they often crossed large rivers. Today, although the numbers are much smaller, some herds follow the very same trails. Here, as in the past, a herd is led by an older female, called a cow. She chooses a shallow place to ford the river. The young bison follow. Someday, these young bison will become leaders themselves, guiding the herd across the river, probably at the very same place. Before they leave their mother's sides, young bison have many things to learn. Where to cross rivers, where to find the best grasses, how to fight hard to win that grass, and yes, even how to find a really good mate. Pronghorn antelope also graze the prairies of North America, and they survive in this wide open country by being fast. In fact, pronghorns are the fastest land animals in North America. One could say they are born to run, for soon after birth they can keep up with their fleeing mothers for short distances, and before long they can run as fast and as far as the older pronghorns. They have to learn how to change directions in a split second and run with blinding speed over very uneven ground. These techniques take lots of practice. Like human kids, these young pronghorns like to explore, and while dodging and running, they learn to stay on their feet in spite of the rocks and gopher holes. They also get to know each other, get to know one another's strengths and weaknesses. Wouldn't it be fun to zoom along this fast, stretching your legs, changing directions, just flying over the ground? Speed and power, that's what pronghorns have. Male pronghorns chase other males out of their territories. In this high-speed chase, a stronger, faster male uses some moves he learned in playful romps as a youngster to claim territory for himself. Here, a female pronghorn shows a trick or two learned when she was young to chase a coyote away from her newborn fawn. Dall sheep live on the steep mountain slopes of Alaska and northern Canada. On these steep slopes, they can escape from wolves and other predators. Compared to the antelope fawns with their blinding speed, Dall sheep lambs are slow, but they are agile and sure-footed. In fact, they are so good at climbing that predators usually do not attempt to follow. With practice, these lambs learn to walk along narrow ledges, bolt down rocky cliffs, and sprint back up again. There is safety on these narrow rock ledges. This Dall sheep retreated from a pursuing wolf to the nearby cliffs. In the chase, the agility of the Dall sheep won out over the strength and speed of the wolf. And a magpie laughs in applause. Like other young grazers, elk calves are curious. What makes the grass move? Who are those strange beasts flying through the air? Calves smell, taste, and touch. They watch and listen. That way, they learn about their surroundings.
I love to graze, that's how I spend my days, running through the grass. Hey, look at me, I'm really fast when I dodge and turn and run. It looks like so much fun, but I know that when I play, it'll get me through tomorrow. So, catch me if you can. You know that I was born to run. Catch me if you can. I spend my time just having fun. Ever since time began, we played this game of catch me if you can.
These calves have learned that a sharp bark from an adult means danger. Here, a grizzly bear tests the elk herd, chasing first one group, then another. He is searching for a calf that is too slow to get away. Only this time, the grizzly bear tires first. The calves' Catch Me If You Can games have even taught them how to escape a grizzly bear. The elk have stopped, confident of their ability to outrun the bear. In spring, the bison welcome newborn calves, and like the young of all grazers, bison calves are large at birth. Although helpless at first, within minutes they are on their feet. In a few hours, they can walk with confidence. At first, reaching mother's milk can be a struggle, but soon they have even learned how to tell their mothers it is time to nurse. Eventually, they begin to feed on grass. They learn by watching their mothers. Bison calves may seem clumsy, but like young elk, they gain strength and balance by running and jumping. Sometimes members of the herd paw away the grass to make bare patches to dust. These patches, called wallows, can be part of the calves' playground. Maybe the calves here are playing King of the Wallow. Watch for the high kicks in this game. If you're so quick, you may miss them. In slow motion, they are easier to see. Sparring matches help determine each animal's position or rank in the herd. Bison of all ages spar or play fight, shoving each other around, wheeling this way and that, butting their heads together. Size, strength, agility, and endurance determine the winners, even when battlers are mere beginners. Head tossing says, "I'm ready to fight." And calves perfect this challenge by practicing it with older animals. When a large bull tosses his head and another answers with a similar toss, the result may be a deadly fight. Fighting settles who is the stronger, who gets the best mate, and the best feeding spot. Since they were calves, all bulls have rehearsed in countless sparring matches the moves necessary to be a winner in these deadly battles. Dull sheep lambs don't spend all their time playing. Sometimes they just relax with the rest of the herd. Here they nibble at the grass, sampling the food they will rely on when they are older. Mother's back makes a good lookout post for any lamb, provided it can balance well enough to stay up there. In the cool of the evening, this slow-paced life can change in a twinkle. The hillsides and cliffs become playing fields for leaping, twisting, running, butting. some have a lot to learn. Usually less playful, sometimes even an older Dall sheep catches the spirit. Here, matched against a yearling, a lamb learns when to push and when to butt out. Soon, all the members of the herd catch the spirit. Like the play of all young grazers, this carefree dashing and butting, this game helps prepare them for more serious games. Games of dominance and survival. In their dance of battle, the rams mirror their youth. The reeling, the walking on hind legs, banging of heads have all been part of their lives since they were awkward youngsters. Since then, for each of the grazers, the lessons have been the same. How to escape predators, how to get the best food, and how to fight for a mate.